Welcome back, Wrestling Junkies. Jake Hodges here. Let's get into it. So today we're going to focus on how Baev is finishing his outside step, high-low position attack. And it's going to be a little different the way I do the breakdown because I'm going to talk some over the clips and then I'm going to cut in with some of Coach Lawrence's from the Granby System Wrestling. I'm going to cut some of his clips in from his technique tapes that he did a while back. In particular, the takedown tape 11. There's just so much that applies from it that can be shown through how Baev is finishing his takedown. So let's get into it.
There's little in takedowns that's more important than head control.
All right, let's take a look at his head position after he gets in. So he posts every time to get this attack. He posts the guy's arm up over his shoulder. Now, he gets his head on the guy's armpit almost every time, but he hardly ever stays under the guy's armpit. And by under the guy's armpit, I mean like head all the way through past the guy's armpit. And it's due to the way the defensive guy reacts. So most of the time, just like this, the guy's going to swim his hand back in front of Baev's head. So to try and get his head position loose, but Baev's already got his head up and into this guy's armpit. And he's driving through with his head. He's controlling his body with his head for the most part. His hands really kind of act as hooks. Like you can see, it's just fingertips on the guy's leg, and his high hand's not even really elbow deep. So it really is a ton to do with head control. So he posts his hand up over, head straight to the guy's body. Now as he starts his finish, head goes up and into the guy's armpit, almost trying to make him lean toward his far shoulder. And you can see it's starting to make him lean, and he gets this finish super easy. Now Coach Lawrence is going to talk about head control again, plus being able to cut the guy off with his feet as he moves.
He's going to keep face control where Brian is giving him some resistance, but Sean is keeping the control. Now Brian controls the action by moving. Sean cuts him off, walks in front of him, stays in with his head in control, and starts to learn the basic position of head control.
So in that last clip, Coach Lawrence talked about cutting the guy off with your feet some. This is a pretty good clip to show how Baev cuts the guy off with his feet while keeping head control. So we'll play it full speed. So he hits, head's on the guy's body, immediately looking for head control, up in this guy's armpit. Now, as he starts to drive for his finish, his opponent starts to hop and move toward his right, and Baev's gonna cut him off with his feet. So he steps in and across to cut that angle off, and he's able to keep his head up and strong all the way through to his finish. So he's in, he starts to drive. The guy's going to change his direction across. As he shifts his direction, Baev's going to cut him off with his feet. And right back in front of him. He's got that angle back now. Head's up in this guy's armpit. And he's able to drive through this guy's body with his head to finish his takedown. So this next clip with Coach Lawrence really demonstrates the kind of head control that Baev is doing, where he gets it up in his armpit and he's able to move with the guy.
And we're here on the same basic position with face control. Now, Damien is going to slide to the right, and as he does, Nick's head slides right to the ribs, not deep for a double or a duck or anything like that. And as he does, this arm pulls down, but you don't fall. and this arm holds tight. And you walk him 2 or 3 steps and stop. Damien comes over and slides to this side. You turn and pull down here and take 2 or 3 walks. He comes back, shifts sides, you walk him. He shifts sides, you walk him. He shifts sides, you walk him. Stop.
All right, let's really pay attention to Baev's head control in this one. So he posts to get in just like normal. His head is up in this guy's armpit. It's not super deep. The guy's starting to bring his hand back in front. Head still up in his armpit. Gonna cut him off with his feet. Look, head still up in this guy's armpit. Now as the guy tries to turn away from him, he cuts him off with his feet again, stepping back in front. Head still up in this guy's armpit, controlling him. Running all the way through. Head never comes off the guy's body. Just drives him all the way through for his finish. The next thing Coach Lawrence talks about is getting her head up and into the guy's armpit before he's able to give any kind of good defensive movement or reaction.
Because if he moves before you, before you do anything about it, he's got you beat. That's the whole point. As he moves, you come right up into him and you give him no chance. And you put all his weight on his far leg. When he shifts the other side, same thing. You give him no chance. You stay totally under control.
Here's a clip that demonstrates not giving the guy a chance to get any kind of good defensive reaction going. We all know how good of an athlete James Green is. He's extremely balanced and explosive, but Baev controls him with his head the whole time, and he's not able to use any of those skills. And you can see how he's trying to move back and forth and push off of him. There's no chance because of Baev's head. Slow it down real quick. Boom, gets in the same way. Now, Green's already trying to change the angle on him by pivoting away from him. Baev follows him with his feet, keeps his head up and into him. Green's trying to push off of him. Now, this is Baev's head right here, up and in Green's armpit. Not deep, it doesn't have to be, it's just in front and controlling him. Look at how much weight he's got on this guy's leg, leaning down this direction. Head control. It's all head control. He's got him leaning. Green goes to make another adjustment. Like I said, like most people fall over there, but Green's an incredible athlete, so he's able to stay up. Baev just follows him with his feet, cuts him off, keeps cutting him off. As he gets closer to the edge, keeps that head up, starts to run, and there's just nothing he can do about it. Head control, too important. Right into a 4-pointer.